A group of American investors, led by the larger-than-life Formula One legend Guenther Steiner, is pushing hard to see Tech3 ditch KTM and join forces with Ducati for the 2026 season. You heard that right. Ducati, the undisputed kings of the MotoGP grid, could become the new home for this French team. But hold your horses, the plot thickens. Whispers in the paddock suggest Honda is ready to sneak into the fray, while Yamaha, Tech3's old flame, is surprisingly nowhere in the picture. What's really going on behind closed doors? And how could this shake up the MotoGP pecking order? Let's dive into this juicy drama in this epic video. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the hottest updates from the world of racing. MotoGP never fails to serve up surprises, but this news is on another level. Tech3 Racing, a stalwart of the MotoGP scene for over 2 decades, is at a crossroads. With KTM grappling with financial wobbles, word on the street is that a group of American investors, reportedly fronted by Guenther Steiner, the former Haas F1 boss who stole the show in Drive to Survive, wants to take the reins and steer Tech3 in a bold new direction. This isn't just about ownership, it's about the bikes they'll race with. Rumour has it they're dead keen on switching Tech3 to Ducati, the brand that's currently ruling MotoGP with their unstoppable Des Mercedesi. But it's not that straightforward, mate. Tech3 is tied to KTM until the end of 2026, and Hervé Poncharal, the team's legendary owner, seems intent on sticking with the Austrian outfit. Meanwhile, Honda is reportedly ready to throw their hat in the ring, offering 2 extra bikes on the grid in 2026, while Yamaha, who partnered with Tech3 for 17 glorious years, is curiously out of the running. What makes this saga so gripping, and how could it turn MotoGP upside down? Let's break it down. Guenther Steiner's charisma to the grand plans for Tech3's future. For those who follow Formula One, Guenther Steiner needs no introduction. This Italian-born chap, former team principal at Haas F1, is known for his straight-talking style and magnetic charm. Steiner became a household name in Drive to Survive, thanks to his sharp wit and dry humour. He led Haas from their F1 debut in 2016 until late 2023, guiding the American team through the cutthroat world of motorsport. Now, it seems Steiner's ready to bring his magic to 2 wheels, with Tech3 racing as his next big project. Word is, Steiner's not flying solo. He's backed by American investors, reportedly including MoneyGram, the main sponsor of Haas F1 during his tenure. MoneyGram, a global financial services giant, seems to see massive potential in MotoGP, especially with Liberty Media, Formula One's owners, in the process of acquiring Dorna Sports, MotoGP's organisers. With Steiner's motorsport know-how and big money backing, Tech3 could become a glitzy venture blending F1's glamour with the raw thrill of bike racing. To get why Tech3's such a hot topic, let's take a quick spin through their history. Tech3 Racing, founded by Hervé Poncharal, is one of MotoGP's most successful satellite teams. Since joining the Premier class in 2001, they've racked up 6 wins and 49 podiums in 456 races. Tech3 spent nearly 2 decades as Yamaha's satellite team, 1999 and 2018, nurturing stars like Johann Zarco and Pol Espargaro. In 2019, they made a bold switch to KTM, seeking a more equal partnership with the factory. But that move hasn't been plain sailing. KTM hit a financial rough patch in late 2023, forcing them into self-administered restructuring. Though saved by a hefty investment from India's Bajaj Auto, their MotoGP future remains shaky. Tech3's contract with KTM runs until the end of 2026, but Poncharal has admitted the situation leaves his team looking like the weak link in the paddock. This uncertainty has opened the door for investors like Steiner to swoop in with game-changing proposals. Now, let's get to the heart of the gossip, the push for Ducati. Ducati are the undisputed champs of MotoGP right now, with 17 podiums out of 21 possible, 5 wins, and 4 pole positions in the first 7 Grand Prix of 2025. The Des Mercedesi is the bike every team dreams of. The American investors, led by Steiner, are reportedly dead set on Tech3 running Ducati engines from 2026, a move that could catapult the team's competitiveness. But it's not a done deal. Dorna, MotoGP's organisers, aren't thrilled about the idea of 8 Ducati bikes on the grid again. Ducati already dominate with 6 bikes across Lenovo Ducati, Pramac and Gresini, and adding Tech3 would make them even more formidable. Dorna prefers a grid with diverse tech, and one manufacturer running riot could dent the sport's image. A well-known MotoGP journalist put it bluntly: the last thing Dorna wants is 8 Ducati bikes back on the grid. They reckon it'd tarnish the sport's reputation. Still, switching to Ducati could be a cracking move for Tech3. With KTM's RC16 struggling in 2025, their top rider, Pedro Acosta, languishing in 9th, Tech3 might see Ducati as their shot at getting back to the sharp end. Plus, riders like Enea Bastianini, currently racing for Tech3 with a KTM factory deal until 2026, is said to be keen if the team goes Ducati. Bastianini, a former Ducati winner, has struggled to click with KTM, and there's talk of Aprilia and Pramac sniffing around. While Ducati's the main chatter, Honda's not sitting on their hands. Word is they're willing to bump their grid presence from 4 to 6 bikes in 2026, a year ahead of their original 2027 plan. This could be a lifeline for Tech3 if their KTM deal falls through. Hervé Poncharal has called 2026 a transition year to prep for the new rules kicking in 2027. A switch to Honda could give Tech3 financial and technical stability, especially as Honda fights to reclaim their former glory after a tough few seasons. Here's a spicy rumour: Jorge Martin, the 2024 MotoGP World Champ, who's reportedly set to leave Aprilia at the end of 2025, could join Tech3 if they go Honda. Picture Martin and Maverick Vinales under Tech3's banner, a satellite team turned dream team on the track. Vinales, also on a KTM factory deal until 2026, has shown cracking form despite losing a Qatar podium in 2025 due to a tyre pressure penalty. Martin and Vinales together could make Tech3 a proper force to be reckoned with. For Tech3's die-hard fans, a reunion with Yamaha might sound like a right nostalgic treat. Their 17-year partnership produced some proper iconic moments, but alas, Yamaha's not in the cards. After securing 4 bikes for 2025 with Pramac's arrival, Yamaha seems content and isn't looking to expand. That shuts the door on a Tech3 Yamaha comeback, despite what some fans might hope for. If Tech3's Tech3 does switch to Ducati or Honda, it could rewrite the MotoGP script. A more dominant Ducati might face pushback from Dorna, but their stellar performance is hard to ignore. Honda, meanwhile, could use this as a springboard to climb out of the doldrums. As for KTM, they need to sort their MotoGP future sharpish. Losing Tech3 would be a proper kick in the teeth. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and share this video with your mates who are mad about racing. Hit that like button if you're buzzing for these changes and subscribe for more MotoGP gossip. Make sure to ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. This saga's far from over. See you at the track and keep it flat out.